Hello and welcome to the buying guide for the 1/10 scale Losi TENACITY DB Pro Desert Buggy. Now this is a brushless, ready-to-run vehicle with Spektrum Smart technology. And it comes in two different liveries, the Fox livery and the Lucas Oil livery shown here on the box. Now the TENACITY DB Pro is actually based off a couple different variants. So the immediate predecessor to this is the regular TENACITY DB. But this has upgraded chassis, shocks, shock towers, new livery, new wheels, Spektrum Smart technology. A lot of little things have been tweaked to make the Pro version that much better. But this overall drivetrain design platform is based off of the racing TLR10 platform, which is, it feels like it's 10 years old now. So a lot of this stuff is carried over from that. A lot of the parts are interchangeable, which is great because this stuff's hanging on hobby shops across the country. And it's available all over the internet as well as on horizonhobby.com. So before we pop the lid off of this guy, we'll run through a couple things on the exterior first. It has licensed Falken Wildpeak tires, method wheels, very cool. Also has a LED light bar up here in the front. Here, I'll rotate that so you can see it. Cool little touches to add to that desert buggy authenticity, in addition to kind of the scale drivers that are kind of molded in there as well. But one of the coolest things of this is the fact that the body is hinged so that you get access to everything without having to worry about this like blowing away in the wind or frankly just getting scratched. It's right there, self-contained, very cool system. So right away, I think the first thing people are going to notice on this variant versus the old TENACITY is the Spektrum Smart technology. So this has the Firma ESC motor system, all brushless, all waterproof. And this also has the ability to run actual Spektrum telemetry using this data wire here. So you can get things on your radio like speed, motor RPM, battery voltage, really cool stuff. To learn more about that, make sure you click the link in the description. Aside from that, you get Spektrum AVC technology, which is great. It's essentially like stability management, and you get a metal gear servo as well. All really good electronic components that make this a good platform for someone just starting out, and then also allows you to graduate all the way up and take advantage of some really cool tech. So as I mentioned before, you notice you'll see the aluminum chassis in here. There's 3 differentials in this vehicle, which helps balance out the power. You have a center diff, and then you have differentials in the front and the rear. Also have the nice battery door here. Body clip goes in. You can slide a 2S LiPo in there easily, or you can actually raise this up with some of the stuff that's included in this parts bag and run a 3S LiPo as well. With a 3S LiPo, you're going to get about 50 miles per hour out of this thing, which is pretty quick, but you don't have to run a 3S in there. Even a 2S is going to be, frankly, quite impressive. We've done a lot of driving on both. Honestly, if you're limited on space, just run a 2S or run whatever you have. That being said, you're going to need a EC5 or IC5 connector. And if you want to run that smart technology for your battery, you'll need a smart IC5 battery as well. But regardless, that's backward compatible, so whatever battery you have, or if you want to switch connector, you can totally just lop that connector off and put your own on there as well. So a couple final thoughts. As I mentioned before, you now have aluminum threaded adjustable collar shock bodies, which these are borderline race shocks now, which is very nice. Sway bars, you have a nice aluminum shock tower, front and rear. A lot of the little touches that would be upgrades in the past are now included on the TENACITY DB Pro, which is very cool. You also get in the box a Spektrum DX2E transmitter, which is cool because you can run this with any DSMR protocol receiver, or should you want to upgrade to maybe a DX5C, DX5 Rugged, DX6R, you don't actually have to change the receiver. You can just swap this out, rebind, and go, which is pretty cool. You also get AA batteries for the transmitter, and obviously you get the manual and a couple little basic tools in there as well. Things you will need to complete this are a 2S or 3S LiPo battery and a way to charge that battery, obviously. But aside from that, essentially this is ready to run minus the battery itself. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, click the link to learn more about this and that Spektrum Smart technology. We'll put a separate link to that as well. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. That way, anytime we release a new buying guide or a product video, you get to see it before anyone else. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.